Welcome to your train line. For many of you, over the coming years, it will take you to and from school as it has done for hundreds of school children, some of whom will be travelling with you, and some who have now left school but still use the train line to get to college or work. 7 days a week, the trains on your track will travel hundreds of miles, carrying thousands of people, visitors to Wales, you to school, and even your parents to work. The train line you will travel on is part of the Cambrian Coast Railway, which consists of 2 branches. No, not those kind of branches. We mean sections of track, which on a map look like this. These branches run from Machynlleth to Aberystwyth and Machynlleth to Pwllheli. Hugging the coastline, your train line is in fact one of the most beautiful and picturesque train lines in the whole of Great Britain, offering spectacular views and interesting places to visit. Many people come from all over the world to use your train line. It is truly a fantastic service and you should be proud of it. Proud of the people who use it, proud of the people who work on it, and most importantly, proud of yourself and your friends for using it safely. The purpose of this film is to help you safely use your train service, because your service is in many ways different from others around the country. It is very important to remember that you will be using your train line for years to come. And although it will become a normal part of your everyday life, train lines, crossings, train platforms and trains will always be potentially dangerous if they are not treated with respect at all times, no matter how often you use them. So to begin with, let's have a quick look at the train you will be travelling on. On a typical school day, you will be picked up and delivered to your destination by a British Rail Class 158 Express Sprinter, which has a top speed of just under 100 miles per hour. And weighs roughly 38 tonnes, which is the same weight as 10 fully grown elephants. And although this is an interesting fact, it is also absolutely vital to your safety that you remember that trains, like elephants, take a very long time to stop, and also, like elephants, are extremely heavy. Even if travelling very slowly at walking pace whilst coming into a station, a train will not be able to stop straight away. It will carry on and you do not want to be under it. Also, if a train is travelling at 70 miles an hour, the driver would need almost a mile of track to bring his train to a stop. And that is even if the driver was able to see anything on the track, let alone you at a mile away. So remember, trains do not stop quickly or easily, and you do not want to be in front of a 40-ton train or 10 grown elephants on your way to school. As we all know, your train travels along miles of train track. But because you use your train every day, you may not realise that a train track has got to be one of the most dangerous places you will come across in your daily travel. This is because of all the reasons we mentioned earlier. Trains do not stop easily or quickly and travel at high speed. If you were to have a collision with a train, whether at high speed or very slowly, there would only be one winner, much like if you took on a herd of rampaging elephants. Your train track, unlike other train lines in the country, is unique. So what we are going to do now is to have a look at how to plan your journey to school safely and securely. The first thing to remember, even before starting your journey, is to allow yourself plenty of time to get to your station and to make the following checks. Number 1. Have you got all of your belongings that you need? Books, coat, hat, keys, phone, anything else that you may need? Number 2. Have you remembered your train pass or money for a ticket? Number 3. Do you know exactly where you're going and how to get there? All of this may seem very obvious, but unlike elephants, sometimes if we don't check, we forget things, which will make us rush, and you do not want to rush to the station, because this will mean you'll rush at the station or train crossing, and this can lead to accidents. During your time using the train to get to and from school, you will probably be using the same stations every day. It is almost certain that at some point you will use many other stations with different layouts and potential hazardous areas. Whatever type of station platform you do use, however, there are ways to behave that will help to keep you, your friends, and those people around you safe. When entering any station, always walk and never run. If you do, you could fall and hurt yourself or other people around you. Remember, platforms are not very wide, and like elephants, we also need time to stop. Once you're on the platform, if there is a yellow line, always stand behind it. And if there isn't, always stand well back from the platform edge. This is to help you and your friends stay out of potential harm from fast-moving trains, which may not stop at your station, and keep you at a safe distance from your train as it is coming to a halt. Remember what we said earlier in this film. Even very slow trains do not stop immediately, and it is always safer to stay well clear of them until they are at a standstill and you are ready to board. Whilst waiting for your train, never run, play ball games, or wrestle, even if it is friendly, with your friends. The train platform is not a playground, and it could be extremely dangerous to act as if you're in one. If for any reason a ball or other object falls onto the track, never try to retrieve it yourself. Always make sure that your bags are positioned well away from the platform's edge, and be extra careful when you have them on you. You may not realise, but your bag may be over the platform edge by accident. This is especially true when you are swinging them. When you are on the platform, please be aware of everyone around you. Your station is used by many other people, and as such, treat everyone with respect. Try not to shout, and especially do not use bad language. Also, if you have any litter, please use the bins provided and do not leave it on the platform where it can become not only a mess, but a potential hazard to other passengers. As your train arrives, make sure that you are standing well back from the platform edge until it comes to a complete stop. Once your train has stopped, approach the train without pushing and shoving, and wait clear from the train door entrance so that people who are getting off the train at your stop can leave the train quickly and easily. Once you are sure it is safe to get on the train, do so in a calm and orderly fashion. One big difference on your train line from others around the country are that some stations are request stops. This means that the train will only stop at the station if you signal the train to stop, and this is how you should do it. When you are on the platform and you see the train coming, clearly raise your arm and make yourself visible to the train driver. Make sure that you are still standing well back from the platform edge. The driver should see your raised hand in plenty of time to bring the train to a standstill and allow you to board. One very important thing to remember is that if you have to use a track crossing such as this, and you can see the train approaching, never be tempted to cross the track under any circumstances in front of the train in order to signal the driver. There will always be another train, but if you cross in front of a moving train, there may never be another you. So congratulations! Whether you're at a normal station or a request stop, you are now safely on your train. Okay, just like a train platform, the train that you travel on is also not a playground, and there are ways to behave that will make your journey and those people around you peaceful and pleasant. You may even have time to appreciate the glorious views around you, as well as getting your homework done. Let's have a look at how you should behave. Firstly, when you get on the train, locate a seat if available, and make sure you put your bag safely and securely on the overhead rail. Once seated, please behave in a respectable fashion at all times towards those around you. You can do this by doing the following things. Do not crowd or stand in the vestibules. Do not leave bags in the aisles. Please do not put your feet on the seats. If you do have a music player, please always use earphones with the volume at a safe level. Never wrestle, even if it is friendly, with your friends. Do not throw anything at all within the carriage. Please do not use rude or offensive language. and please respect your fellow passengers. Everybody wants to have a nice journey. If you have any litter, please use the bins provided, and it is important to remember that you are a representative of your school as well as a passenger. Lastly, but not least, when the conductor comes round, please have your tickets and passes ready. Remember, the train conductors have an important job to do, and you can make their job a happy one. When the train is approaching your stop, you must remember to calmly collect all your belongings and make your way to the doors once the train has stopped. Just as when you got on the train, you should do this calmly and without rushing or pushing. When the train doors have opened, please exit the train without lingering and definitely without playing with the doors, as this causes bags or clothes being caught in the closing doors, which can lead to the train being delayed and potentially serious accidents. Once you have left the train, please make your way to the station exit. It is now that we will have a look at the different types of train line crossings, often called level crossings, that you are likely to come across on your journey to school. But before we start, always remember at all times when approaching any level crossing or any part of the train track to stop, look, and listen. There are several types of crossings that are on your train line, but the main ones you will encounter are called footpath crossings. They look like this, and most have either stiles or self-closing gates on both sides of the railway. So how do you use a footpath crossing? As you approach the gate at the crossing, but before you pass through it, you must stop and check to see if a train is coming. If a train is coming, wait until the train has passed. If no train is coming, then you can proceed through the gate, but then stop, a safe distance from the line, look both ways and listen. If no train is coming, cross quickly, remain alert and never stop on the crossing. It is important to remember before you get to a crossing to remove headphones and end any telephone calls that you may be having on your mobile. Here are some examples of things not to do when going across a footpath crossing. Do not run. Never stop on a crossing. Do not send texts or listen to music whilst crossing. Never stop to talk to friends on a crossing. Always remember that even if you can see a train is approaching slowly and you think you have time to cross, don't. Trains do not stop quickly even at very slow speeds, and if anything was to happen to you which caused you to stop on the crossing, the train would not be able to. It is also very important that you never try to cross in front of a train that you have just got off, even if it is still at a standstill by the platform. Some crossings will have a barrier on both sides of the railway, traffic lights and an alarm. When a train approaches, an alarm will sound and the lights will show amber and then flash red. The barriers will then be lowered automatically. If you hear the alarm, do not cross. If you are already on the crossing, keep going. Stop in a safe place outside the barrier until the barrier is raised. The lights go off and the alarm stops. Even then, stop, look and listen before crossing safely. Whichever type of crossing you use, always remember the following. Stay alert. Look both ways and listen. Don't stop on a crossing. Obey signs, lights and alarms. Trains can come from both directions. Ensure your exit is clear before crossing. If there are gates, never leave them open. Never rely on a timetable to assume a train is not coming. If you hear the train's whistle or horn, this is a warning it's approaching and you must stop. The trains that you travel on and the tracks that carry them are there to help you, your family and friends, as well as lots of other people, get around and enjoy our marvellous country. In many ways, you are extremely lucky to have such a marvellous train line to travel to school on, and although you may not think it now, in years to come you will think how nice it was to travel to school by train. As long as you treat trains and all parts of the train line with the utmost respect and follow the safety signs and instructions on the track and train, your journey to and from school should be a safe one. There is one thing the train can't do for you though: your homework.